With me today is no stranger of mine, and a lot of people out there, Melinda Tankard-Reist. Welcome, Melinda. Great to have this time with you.
Well, thanks for the opportunity, Tish.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've chatted, but
yes,
you're still alive. But just for those who don't know you, Melinda, to me, is one of Australia's premier researchers around particularly the issue of pornography, which we want to chat today. She's an author, she's a speaker, an activist involved with Collective Shout and just on the front line. Unfortunately, due to COVID, you find yourself a little quieter these days because you spend so much time speaking. How's life been for you these last few months?
Well, to be honest, Tish, it's been a challenge. Within a 48-hour period, found that all of my speaking work had dried up. And the opportunity to deliver my message, especially in schools, was gone. And I hadn't ever had this happen before. Fortunately, the work of Collective Shout continues. So we continue to educate around sexualisation of girls, objectification of women, the harms of pornography and porn culture, the interlinks between those things and violence against women. So the message has continued in other ways. But yeah, it has been a challenge surviving in these really difficult times, as it is for so many people.
Well, we're glad you put on your suit jacket today for our little chat.
Yeah, I won't show you the track pants underneath.
No, that's okay. But I mean, if anything, even though, you know, practically speaking, your speaking's dried up, your message is more vital than ever. As the world has been fighting coronavirus, there's another virus that is, you know, equally as destructive in many different ways, and that's pornography. How are people's lives being affected during this time?
Look, it's such a dangerous time, especially for vulnerable children and young people. The porn industry is more predatory than ever, if that's even possible. The global multi-billion-dollar porn industry offering premium free subscriptions, for example, through Pornhub, the biggest porn hosting platform in the world, offering, you know, cut price rates for their products, as if this is some wonderful community service for people in lockdown. You know, the porn industry comes in to help. This will have ongoing detrimental impacts, especially to women who are in lockdown with porn consuming partners, who are isolated with these partners, who are at greater risk of violence, and that's being documented globally. Also, our young people and our children are at greater risk. They're online even more, and not always for bad purposes. They're socialising, they're doing online learning, they're using socialising apps to talk to their friends. But predators are aware of this, and at Collective Shout, we've been documenting, you know, forensically the activity of predators, especially on popular sites like Instagram, approaching children for private chats, asking them for pictures, posting sexualized comments about little girls' bodies and what these men would like to do to them. So predators are active, and parents and caregivers need to be aware of this. Yes, we have a serious crisis posed by COVID right now, but there's going to be an ongoing crisis because of the virus of pornography right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And already, I mean, I think it was a week after we'd been in lockdown, the Internet Watch Foundation were releasing greater statistics of online predators here in Australia, the domestic violence. I sit on a committee in my city, and they're reporting an increase, and all this is interlinked, isn't it?
It's all interlinked. We need to acknowledge that pornography, the harms of porn, especially to women, needs to be recognised on the continuum of domestic violence, violence against women. The most popular genres of porn are the most violent: sadism porn, rape porn, torture porn, you know, extreme bondage and brutalization. And when men are using the many free hours that they now have to consume this material, the research shows that this will shape their thinking, their attitudes, and their behaviours towards real women in the real world.
Yeah.
And that's just a huge cause of worry for any of us who care about women, the treatment of women. And then you have companies and others using pornified advertising, pornified portrayals of women, which fuels this idea that women are up for grabs, that women and girls exist for male gratification and pleasure, that men are entitled to the bodies of women and girls to do whatever they want. So, you know, it's an absolute tragedy. And I'm hearing from more women who are telling me what their partners expect them to do. Things that they don't want to do, but they've been told this is empowering for you, and that you must fulfill his needs. You must do what he wants. That this is normal. That this is a normal thing for men to want and desire. And the stories that women are telling me are getting worse. Yeah. I didn't think it was possible, but they are.
Exactly.
Younger women as well.
Yeah. Just tell us, how futile is it to be fighting domestic violence, being so passionate about it, and there's many great groups out there who are standing, including our government, fighting all these issues, but they won't address porn as a fueler. I mean, how futile is it?
Well, it is futile. We will not address the scourge of violence against women without addressing porn as a driver of that very same violence, eroticizing violence against women, normalizing it. When we are teaching young boys to be sexually aroused by images of extreme torture and suffering and degradation of women, while their sexual templates are still under development, under construction, we are training an entire new generation in being equipped to do domestic violence, that this is, again, a form of eroticization. And if you get off on this, then you're entitled. To give you an example of the hypocrisy, Pornhub, while having a fundraiser, selling some products to raise funds to help victims of domestic violence, has entire genres of porn based on domestic abuse, based on abusing women for masturbatory pleasure. Total hypocrisy. I wrote an extensive piece about the links between pornography and violence against women for ABC, Religion and Ethics. So if anyone's interested in the deeper research there, it's all there.
Yeah. So let's just focus in on the international campaign against Pornhub, which we're highly involved in and very excited about. Yes. What's really brought this about?
It's a coalition of organisations globally that have combined to expose the extreme, violent, degrading, dehumanising content on Pornhub. We, along with the National Centre on Sexual Exploitation in the US, are well known to many of your viewers, and also Defend Dignity in Canada, have combined to expose the reality of what Pornhub is doing. Now, actually, that's actually a campaign of Exodus Cry. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. Yeah. We've got a few global campaigns going on right now, but of course NCOSY is supportive of that.
Absolutely.
As well.
Yeah.
So we have global campaigns right now against Pornhub and global campaigns right now against Instagram. Yeah. And of course, all of these groups support each other in those campaigns. Yeah. And so with Pornhub, you know, we've exposed trafficking in underage girls. We've exposed image-based abuse, images used without consent. We've exposed the fact that women and girls are raped literally to make this content. You know, and I really have a problem with the argument of the view that what you're viewing is not real. It's actually very real for the women and girls who are being so degraded and tortured to create the most popular genres of pornography. Also, what we've been exposing in this campaign is the extreme racism and even anti-Semitism. And the content I've seen around the degradation and torture of Jewish women, I think, is probably the worst content I've ever seen. And that's saying something, you know. My colleagues and I stare into the abyss every day so that other people don't have to. But don't go looking. Take my word for it. This is what we are seeing and what we have uncovered. Extreme violence against Black women, Latino women, Jewish women, using the most dehumanizing language possible. How can this be permitted? How can this be allowed? Pornhub is owned by MindGeek, which is stationed in Canada. You would think that this content is in violation of every, you know, human rights statement in the world, every global compact around how we treat people, our ethical obligations to each other. Pornhub stands in contrast to what we would think is, you know, agreed view on how people should be treated and represented. And this content is so vile that I don't even think I can share it with you today. But some of what I saw even just this week has caused me serious, you know, mental distress.
I think what we just need to make viewers aware of, Pornhub's the #1 viewed website. I mean, what was it last year? Some huge amount, billion.
Yeah, I think I will stop counting because
billion.
It just was going up. And during COVID lockdown, if you look at the graphs around usage of Pornhub, which they show quite proudly, you know, it might have been steady, and then it's this massive ongoing peak, and they're proud of that.
They're happy, they're proud about it, but these aren't just, you know, porn filmed in a set, as you said, and this is, you know, it's people can make their own porn and upload it, so they're actually guys are filming their rape of other people, and girls are finding their rape videos up on Pornhub, and Pornhub doing nothing about it. So this is what's been exposed. Another woman in Florida, her daughter had gone missing for a year, found her on Pornhub, being trafficked. So highly illegal. It is real life stuff, and I think they're almost up to 1 million. They've been running a petition almost up to 1 million.
Very close to 1 million now, and it would be wonderful if your supporters, Tish, would add their name to the change.org petition and really bring global exposure to bring MindGeek to account for profiting from degradation, torture porn, racist porn, for trafficking in women and girls for profit. This can't be allowed. This is a grave human rights violation that just cannot be permitted.
So we want people to sign. I'll put that link there. Sign that petition. The other important petition is the one against the credit cards, because I think we can. So there's other ways to bring down the porn industry, and going after the credit cards, which people pay for porn on their credit cards, and these companies know. So that's running successfully too.
Yes, that has been an excellent aspect of the campaign, and bringing credit card companies to account for profiting also from content harmful to women and girls around the world. So there's been some really new and creative ways of bringing global corporations to account for what they are profiting from, primarily the bodies of women and girls.
That's right. Look, time's almost run out, but are you able to tell us about the most recent book you're working on?
For sure, yes. So I've decided to a new book, and that is a collection of accounts of women who have contacted me about their suffering as a result of a compulsive porn using partner. And often they have felt they need to put up with it, or they've been told that they need to save the marriage, even though the partner is totally in breach of his commitments. They've endured suffering. Some might be just recent, some might have gone on for years. Sometimes the partner is even using porn in front of the children. He's expecting his partner to do everything that he has seen in porn, and just treating her as a total object. And she's had enough. So the idea of this book is to situate porn as part of the domestic violence continuum, and really to give women permission to leave, or preferably to get him to leave, because why does a woman always have to leave the family home? That it's okay. You don't need to put up with this. You don't need to endure this. Now, in a few number of cases, a small number of cases, the partner has committed to change, but in most, and has changed, tiny amount of cases, but in most cases that hasn't happened. He hasn't been willing to forego porn in favor of his partner and his family. And it's really to give an inside look at, well, what is it like to live with this? What is it like to endure this? What is it like to suffer this? What's the impact on you? And I'm also hoping to include resources there for how to get help.
Great. Yeah. So important, such a important topic. And I'd like to say I look forward to that book coming out. It's
Thanks. Now that we've talked about it, I really have to make it happen. So
yes,
I feel like I'm accountable now as well.
And that'll be out next month.
Oh yeah, Tish, yeah, for sure. Probably not next month.
Yes.
Hopefully by the end of the year. I'm trying to survive right now, and need to ensure our survival. But yes, I'm hoping to have it out by the end of the year as an ebook in the first instance. If people would like to send me their stories, I'd love to have them. You can contact me through my public profile Facebook page and or my personal page. You can get me through Instagram or Twitter or through the contact form on my website.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear from you, and I can tell you more about the book if you'd like to be part of it.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time. Great.
No worries, Tish. Thank you.
And hopefully we'll be back in person one of these days.
I hope so too. Thanks so much.